Do you love hot, bubbly, delicious casseroles for dinner? Well, this one is for you today. Hello, my name is Trista and I am the Vintage Cookbook Nerd, and we are bringing you this recipe from one of those community cookbooks that they sell at schools for fundraisers. This one was from 2006 and it is a Mexican corn casserole. So let's dive right into the recipe and discover the magic of this book, and then how to make this amazing, yummy casserole. Stay tuned for the family tasting and more. So today's main dish recipe comes from this fun community cookbook that I got as part of a Christmas present. It's from the Sweethearts in Frisco, Texas in 2006. And I think this was, like a dance team. There you go. So I'm sure this was a fundraiser book. And you can find great treasures in here. We are going to make Gaye's Mexican Cornbread by Tracy Schmidt. And it reminds my husband and I of a recipe that his aunt used to make. So let's get right into the delicious recipe. Wow, little sweet pig, it's so bubbly and delicious. It's almost done. All right, we're gonna get the cornbread part of this recipe done before we get the other parts done. So I'm just gonna make a half recipe to put in this pie dish here. So normally you would have a bigger casserole, but I'm just making a half batch for my husband and I. So we have a half cup of cornmeal here. You can also use cornbread mix if you want, but I'm just using the plain cornmeal. And then we want to add 1 beaten egg. And in the description down below, I'll have the full recipe, but you can always cut it in half if you want. Our son doesn't really care for corn or cheese, which this recipe has a lot in it, so he would probably not enjoy this too much. So then we also have 1 tablespoon of oil. I'm putting olive oil in here, but you can also put bacon fat or another type of oil if you prefer. And then I'm just putting half a can of cream style corn in. So there we go. I remember having this type of casserole at my husband's aunt's house, and she lived in the San Francisco kind of California area, and it was something that she loved to cook, so we have great memories of that. So after that we have the milk, just a half cup of milk since I'm making the half recipe, and then it's a 1/4 teaspoon of salt for the full recipe, so I'm just going to kind of add half of this. I forgot to divide that, so it's going to be a little unscientific, but very close. And then, okay, I think that is it. Yes, we have all of our kind of cornbread ingredients there. So I would love to know in the comments down below if you have recipes that are nostalgic for you, if it reminds you of a certain person or time. When I ran across this, I instantly thought of my husband's Aunt Ann, and she used to make a similar casserole, and it was really good. So I hope it brings back those memories tonight at dinner when we think about her and this delicious recipe. So we're gonna move on to the second part of cooking the beef and the onions, and we'll be right back. Okay, now we are going to saute a ½ pound of ground beef along with the onions. Sorry, I had to get my spoon here. So we are gonna saute these together and kind of layer them in with the cornmeal mixture and the cheese. And I have a half of a chopped onion in here. And this ground beef, my husband loves to buy a giant chuck roast at the kind of bulk chef store, and then cut it up into smaller pieces, and then grind it up here at home because it's a little bit cheaper, and that way we can make our own packets and have them always on hand. So that is a great discovery that he made. So this is one of the packets that he ground up himself. Let me know in the comments down below if you do such a thing, if you have the meat grinder on your KitchenAid. It's a great tool for that. So I'm going to come back in a moment when this is all sauteed together, and we will put together our yummy Mexican casserole. We'll be right back. One more thing I thought I would add is I'm going to be adding in some spices that are not called for, but one is 1 teaspoon of chili powder, and then 1 teaspoon of cumin, and 1 teaspoon of oregano. This happens to be Mexican oregano, which is a little thicker, but it's really nice. And then I'm going to add in a tiny bit, that extra part of the salt that I had in there. I just thought I wanted to add a little extra flavor, because you can choose, you can put a chopped jalapeno or pickled jalapenos in here if you want. I am not doing that. I do love spicy, but those can get very, very spicy. So you can choose whether to put these spices in or not, or the chilies or not. But I just thought I would add that in there as an option if you would like. So we are back to assemble our delicious casserole. I have a little bit of cornmeal here in this little bowl. It says to sprinkle some cornmeal on the bottom of the pan. So I did spray it with pan spray as well. I think this is just so it doesn't stick too much. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna add half of our cornmeal mixture down on the bottom. Kind of spread that out a little bit. This is almost like a cornbread lasagna. I love layered things like that. Let me know in the comments down below if you like to make casseroles or layered things. So we're gonna put the beef and onion mixture that has the spices in it and the optional peppers. If you like spicy things, you may choose to put the peppers in there, either sauteed or as is. Let me know if you love spicy things. I love spicy, but sometimes jalapenos are unpredictable and you don't know how spicy they're gonna be, so it sort of depends. So let's spread that out, and then we're gonna put, this is about a cup of cheddar cheese. So sprinkle that on. That looks so good. And then after we put the cheese on, we're gonna put the rest of the cornbread mixture on, and then get it into a 400-degree oven. This says 45 minutes, but because this is a half batch, I'm gonna let it go for 20 minutes and then check it and then see how long it takes. So I'll let you know for the half batch about how long it takes. I'm using the convection setting on my oven, so it may be a little bit quicker than a regular oven setting. So that's always why I kind of put it not at a lower temperature. I set the timer for not quite as much time as you normally would, and then I check it and then give it more time if needed. So that looks wonderful. I'm just trying to cover this as much as I can. And yeah, let's get that in the oven, and then I will show you when it's out. And be sure to stick around. We always do a family tasting, and we will let you know how it tastes. And I will be sharing the recipe in the comments, in the, the description of the video. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you love vintage or retro recipes from old or older or community cookbooks. I like all kinds of fun, different cookbooks like that. So I will be right back. So we are back with this delicious casserole. It is very, very hot. As you can see, probably see, it's still kind of bubbly. It looks really fabulous. So the half recipe only took about 25 minutes to bake. I want to make sure it was nice and golden brown on top and baked through the middle. So I did check it with a knife a couple times. But let's let this cool down, and then we will try it out. It looks amazing. All right, my husband Paul is here to try this casserole.
What's it called exactly?
It's a Mexican corn casserole.
It looks kind of like a shepherd's pie.
Yes, just except
and it
for
smells really good.
Yeah.
It kind of smells like Doritos.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
well,
man.
I did add a few seasonings that it didn't call for. Hopefully, a little more Mexican or taco-like.
And there's cream. This isn't cornbread on top. It's cream corn.
Well, it is cream corn. It does have the kind of like a cornbread mixture, like cornmeal and egg and stuff. So.
I like how it's got like a meat layer.
Yes, I'm curious to see if it's like your aunt's or similar.
Okay.
We'll see.
Ooh, it's hot.
It's nice and hot, yeah. Gotta cool it down now. Oh, that's nice. I like the cream corn, how it's like nice and soft in there. And then the cheese layer.
Oh, it's like a good winter dish. It's almost like a...
Yeah. Take a look at how yummy that is.
It's almost like a nacho quiche or something.
Yeah, a lot like that, because the layers aren't, you can see they're not super thick, so it is a lot more quiche-like, yeah.
Yeah, or almost, I mean, it's, again, a little like a shepherd's pie.
Yeah. And I could say, like, you could probably add more cornmeal layer if you wanted, but I think it's a nice ratio.
I think, like...
You could even put a little salsa or something on top, or in there if you wanted, or some tomatoes, but it's
also,
good as is as well.
Yeah, you could totally add like salsa and sour cream if you wanted to kind of zhuzh
Oh,
it up.
yeah.
It's kind of like, yeah.
Or peppers if you want it spicy.
Oh yeah, if you wanted to go spicy.
Yeah, you can make it your own.
Delicious. Wonderful on a winter day like this.
Yes.
Delicious.
I'm glad you enjoy it. Definitely give it a try. It's easy and quite tasty. Awesome. It's a winner.